It's been about a month since the Pixel 8a launched, and if you're like me, then you're probably on the hunt for some of the best case options out there. But let's be honest, this phone is geared towards those looking for a good value, so it only makes sense to give you some case recommendations that are affordable and are of good value. In this video, I want to talk about 8 of the best budget-friendly cases for your Pixel 8a. Most of these are under $20 and do cover all bases from style to protection and have some extra features added in. I'm excited to show these off, so let's take a quick look. Alright, and getting started, I have about 5 cases in total to show you, and Damien's gonna come in later with about 3 more. And for my first few picks, I'm going to go with a small variety from the Caseology lineup. My first recommendation can easily go to the Caseology Nanopop series for a few reasons. For one, the two-tone color scheme immediately caught my eye, as I think it complements the Pixel 8a's camera visor perfectly, kind of building on top of that camera bar aesthetic while also adding a bit of personality. If you've been following me on the channel, then you know I love accessories with unique flair, and this case does deliver by giving a sporty, stylish look while keeping things simple, but most importantly, affordable. For around $19 on Amazon, you get a typical TPU outer shell with a color-accented, hard plastic camera visor. Inside, there's a thin layer of silicone or foam maybe for that extra protection, and the textured sides help with making sure that the case feels easy to grip. Unfortunately, there is no MagSafe compatibility, which at this price point, I guess it's expected, but everything else works flawlessly on my end. The buttons are responsive, the charging port cutouts are more than enough for wider USB-C cables, and personally, I really like that they cover the whole camera bar visor for full protection. Overall, this is a great case to consider, especially for the price. The Caseology Parallax is another great option for the Pixel 8a as well, specifically if you're looking for something that stands out a bit more from the traditional cases out there. Design-wise, this case definitely has its own unique flair. On the back, we have a 3D geometric pattern that not only looks cool, at least to me, but the way the light bounces off of it does create an interesting effect. And it isn't just about looks either, but that textured pattern feels surprisingly satisfying to interact with as the day goes by. With this case, we don't have just one pattern either. There are multiple textures on the back with a grippy silicone or rubber-like strip running across the back and these gritty feeling surfaces on the top and bottom portions of the case. For around $18 on Amazon, I think there's a lot to like here. The case is made from a TPU material that has a raised bezel around the edge of the screen to protect it from scratches on a tabletop if need be. It also has these raised ridges around the entire frame that should help out with grip. Plus, the camera bar is fully covered, which does add some extra peace of mind. As a whole, the Parallax case is a great option for those that want something simple with a bit of style added to it, while also being super affordable. Last but not least, for our Caseology cases, we have to talk about their clear Capella case as my final option. Typically, I love having skins on my devices, and this clear case is great if you want to show it off while having maximum protection, or if you want to show off your Pixel 8a's natural look, especially if you got those gorgeous blue or aloe colorways. For the most part, the Capella case follows the same beats as the previous Caseology cases we just talked about. There is full camera visor protection, so it won't get scratched up over the years. It's made out of a TPU material with grippy extrusions on the sides, has raised edges around the screen to protect against scratches on a tabletop, and anti-yellowing technology, so hopefully it looks clean after a while, but honestly, I've never had a clear case last more than a year while looking good, so I hope this can stay in decent condition for a long time. Otherwise, I wanted to note this case does feel a bit more snug than the other ones, which I'm not complaining, just something interesting. And lastly, there is a built-in kickstand. For my usage, it certainly does feel sturdy, made out of metal some kind, probably aluminum, and it does have the strength to prop your phone up in either portrait or landscape mode. I also noticed there is some hidden branding underneath, which is a nice touch, I'd say. For around $21, I think this is a pretty great case and definitely is good to have on your radar if interested. Now, moving on from Caseology, I wanted to throw a recommendation out there from Spigen with their tried and true tough armor case. If you've been buying smartphones for a while now, then you've probably seen or even used this case to some degree in the past, and with the Pixel 8a, I still think it's a solid pick. To be clear, on Amazon, the regular sale price goes for around $40 US, but frequently goes on sale. In fact, at the time of this recording, it's 50% off, so definitely keep an eye out. The reason I have this on my list is because it's a dual layer case with a hard hard plastic back and softer TPU rubber underneath for shock absorption. There's also reinforcements on the corners for protection and a decent amount of padding lining the inside of the case. I find the volume buttons are huge, which is perfect for those with larger hands, and the textured power button does help give it a nice feel. It does have a kickstand as well, but it's only stable in landscape mode and is made out of plastic, so I'm not sure how durable this is going to be in the long run. Either way, definitely the most protective case on this list, and if that's your concern, it's worth taking a look. To wrap things up, my last choice is called the Ultracolor case by a company called Cyrill, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, that is. To me, the main reason I chose this case is because it's affordable, has a decent design, and has a lot of positive reviews to my surprise for a lesser known company. After checking it out for myself, I can see why. The case is made out of a soft touch TPU rubber that feels fine with glossy side rails to match, and that raised white border around the camera is a nice accent piece while also providing a fair bit of protection. The only issue I found is after about 2 weeks, I noticed some stains won't come off even with cleaner or rubbing alcohol, so fair warning, you definitely get what you pay for. If you're still considering, maybe stick to a darker color. Otherwise, if you're looking for a simple and affordable case from a smaller known brand, the Ultracolor case is a pretty solid option.
So Jordan's had his say, I want my say on some of the best Pixel 8a cases. And one of the options that I tried because I wanted to try MagSafe is from a company called BESINPO. It's an absolutely terrible name right out of the gate, but this case for the Pixel 8a packs a punch for just $12. For starters, it boasts pretty strong magnets for the MagSafe option at the back of this, which means you can apply it to chargers, other accessories, and that opens up a really wide array of accessories you can pick up for this. You get a really secure snap onto wireless chargers, which is what I wanted this for, and things like car mounts, which means there's no worries for fumbling around for the perfect placement. It'll hold it in place to perfection, I would say. Plus, there is a screen protector thrown into this package for complete foam protection. I think that's a really nice bonus at this particular price point. Protection-wise, the BESINPO case should provide solid drop protection because it's pretty boxy and there is a raised camera protected area. There's also a lip around the screen, so your phone should be safe from everyday bumps and scrapes. I would say the case itself is a little bit slimmer than you might have expected considering it's quite boxy, and it's super comfortable to hold as those soft sides have a channel or an inset, I think it would be called, for you to kind of grip onto. The semi-transparent frosted middle portion means you can almost get a look as well at the back of your phone, but you can also pick up colour appropriate cases for your 8A, and I'd suggest you probably do that. It definitely is a lot boxier than other cases that I've tested, but I do think that's a benefit in a lot of ways. If you prefer keeping it official though, well, the Pixel 8a case from Google isn't cheap at around $30, but I do think it offers that extension of the phone itself that some of you might be looking for. It is a soft silicone case that I do think is really comfortable to hold, but I would be aware that it can attract grease and it will show smudges a bit more easily than some others out there. While the minimalist design keeps things simple, the camera cutout sits flush with the camera bar on the Pixel 8a, which might not offer the most protection for those precious lenses. The upside though is that the Pixel 8a case does provide a little more than just bump and scratch protection as you'd expect it to. It is also fully wireless charging compatible, plus you get that subtle Google logo on the back for an added branded touch if you want that as well. Overall, I will say the official Pixel 8a case is a decent option if you prioritise that cohesive design and a Google approved look for your phone, but consider the trade-offs. It does have limited camera protection and a material that might show smudges before you buy this, especially as it is quite high at $30. If you're in the market for a no-nonsense case for the Pixel 8a that won't break the bank and it won't weigh you down, well, I would say look no further than Spigen's Thin Fit case. I love this lineup. At around $17, it's in the middle of that affordability spectrum as well. Here's the breakdown. The Thin Fit case boasts a hard shell design with a combination of a flexible TPU frame and that firm polycarbonate chassis. This translates to everyday bump and scratch protection without adding tons and tons of mass. For me, the beauty of the Thin Fit case is that it achieves this protection without adding that extra bulk. It's slim, it's pocket friendly, and it has that grippy side texture as well. And there's also precise cutouts for easy access to buttons and ports, plus it's wireless charging compatible like a lot of cases on this list so far, so you can ditch the case juggling act when it is charging time. An often overlooked detail though I think you should be aware of is that the Spigen Thin Fit case also features super precise camera cutouts meaning that the precious camera bar, that iconic design on the Pixel 6 all the way through to this phone, is shielded from scratches and scuff, something that not all cases do actually offer. But that's not all, as the edges on the front of this case are raised just enough to provide decent clearance for the screen itself, adding an extra layer of protection against scratches on that display when your phone is face down. For me, it's slick, it's sleek, and it's my outright favourite case style for just about every handset, and I always pick one up for every device I'm currently testing. I want to ask you though, do you have a favourite case that you simply have to use on your Google Pixel phones? Or do you have any recommendations for the Pixel 8a of your own? Let us know down in the comment sections below. Thanks again to our legendary channel members on screen now, true 9to5 Google fans in the truest of senses. We love you, and hopefully you love us as well. Thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.